Hello, everyone. Today I am going to be giving my persuasive speech. Now, to be honest, I kind of struggled to think about what I would try and persuade you of, but I decided to come back to a topic that I kind of visit every day myself. So, decided to talk about what I know video games. So, are video games art? Because some people would argue they're not. A lot of people may actually do that, but I'm here to try and convince you that they may as well count as art. So, what defines art? Art is defined, technically, as the expression of something. The way you express yourself onto a medium like a canvas or a book. So, for those reasons, I think video games are arts. So, I have three great examples here that mainly cover the points I'm going to be covering. So, without further ado, here's number one For Honor. Now, I'm okay with For Honor as a game in itself, okay gameplay and all that good stuff, but what really gets me is the art style. Now, in For Honor, the art style is just tremendous. Everything looks how you would expect it to look, and that's because they actually went into, real laws and histories when designing all these characters. Like, take the Valkyrie. The Valkyrie is a woman you can play in the game, and her design is based on the myth of the same name. Valkyries were used in the myth to, guide dying and dead soldiers to Valhalla so they could feast and drink and train for the coming of Ragnarok. The Valkyrie in the game has a similar-ish role as she can help heal her allies, but is also, very, very deadly, which rather well fits. Because in actual Norse, history, while women were not as common on ships, they definitely were there time to time, and they definitely had combat training because they had to. They had to help defend the village too from another Viking tribe. So for those reasons, it's an artistically speaking great game. Now for a different point entirely, don't mind that, we have Doom. Now Doom's story is simple, extremely simple. There's no other way to put it. And the art style is good, but not as artistically, grounded, I would say. More fantasy like. But the great thing about this game is the actual gameplay about it. This gameplay is art in itself because it brings about one of the most important things, at least to me, about video games the interactivity. Because they are basically an interactive art form. So, take this game, right? It's a pretty great game altogether. But what's impressive about it is the gameplay, because every time you move, you jump, you shoot, you do anything, anytime you do any of these things, you feel like, yeah, it is you doing it. You feel like, you are the Doomslayer, you are the character. You have that level of interactivity that the game never seeks to take away from you. You are always in control. You're in control of your actions, you're in control of the character, and you're in control of your surroundings. And that interactivity is important, which brings me to my final game. Sorry, long speech. Mass Effect. Now, the art style is dated, because it was made a while ago, and the gameplay it's okay. It's aged okay, but it still can't reach its, prime. But what's important about it is the story. Now, most people have already agreed that books can be considered an art form, right? The story, the characters, these can be considered an art form. Now, Mass Effect has an extremely good story with twists, turns, themes of, going round and round and round and doing the same thing and nothing changing. You need to prepare the universe for a grave evil where your choices have an impact. Now, it's not a fully adaptable story, I would say. You are always going to be doing the same things over and over, but how you approach those things is very different. You could be a Paragon hero or a Renegade hero. A Paragon is self-explanatory, feed the puppies, make sure everyone's fed, do all that good stuff. Classic hero stuff. A Renegade, though, you're still a hero, but it's save the universe at any cost. So if you gotta do some bad things to do that, well, greater good. And that's why the story is so great in this. All the characters are interactive, all your choices have an effect, And when you lead back through into game 2, which I don't have a hard case cover of, sorry, when you go into game 2 of Mass Effect, all your choices carry over. Everything you did carry over. Every side quest that you did comes back, even in just a small way. Everything carries over because your choices in this story matter. And if they didn't matter, well, then what would be the point of having them? So, to round it all off, in the first game, we had a level of art that was so dedicated and so amazing because they put time and craft into going into the real history and lore of the factions. In the second game, we got an art form based on its interactivity, what makes games unique, how everything felt blissful when character moved exactly how you thought they should move. And then finally you get to the story. And the story is something that always comes up, even if something really doesn't have a story. Like, say you just look at a painting, but say it depicts some kind of scene, there's still a story behind it. So, should video games be considered art? I would say so, personally. And I hope you would too after, hearing me ramble on for this long. But the most important thing is it considered high art or low art? High art is considered to be something only a select group of classy individuals who know culture well will be able to appreciate, while low art is considered something everyone can enjoy. So, I want you to decide, with how more mainstream video games is nowadays, versus how few people still play it, do you think video games are high art or low art? And I'm going to be interested to hear your comments. But I'm running out of time, so I honestly hope you enjoyed this little, I guess ramble would be a good word for it. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.